Alright, we're probably going to have to repeat everything 9 times. Just.
Alright, so what's this beer called, Scott? This
What
is
we
part
got
of the
here?
This is Morning Wood by Funky Buddha.
part of the Living Barrel series.
Yeah, with a corporate boring label.
Alright,
I agree, the
first
label's
smell,
boring.
a lot of coffee smell.
A lot of coffee. A lot of maple syrup.
Definitely coffee for it. Espresso.
Yeah. And doesn't taste like morning wood.
I've never tasted Morning Wood personally. I don't know about yourself. Scott, you,
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
you're young and impressionable?
Yeah.
Needed the money?
Have to get through college.
Definitely coffee, strong coffee smell. Smells like I'm smelling a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I wish this were my morning coffee.
So it's a 13%er, but also this has enough sweetness to really
To carry the
Blow
13,
out
it still
everything.
doesn't taste boozy. This is aged in what kind of barrel? Bourbon barrel also? It's a little boozier than the other one, and this one also has that hint of syrupiness that I was kind of looking for in the other one.
Yeah.
13%. All right, you want to guess the IB is?
a little more than the other one. I would say probably 36.
I looked at it beforehand, so I'll let Scott go before.
36. The other one was 30. I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 34.
I would probably guess about. I'd probably even guess lower than the other one was 30. I would probably even guess lower than that. This is actually 50. And I don't know how they get these numbers because there's so many of them that I disagree with. This is way sweeter than that last beer.
Now, do you know if is it
International bitterness units, and it's based on some sort of acid in the beer.
But is it electronically measured or is it?
I think it's chemically
Is it
measured.
like 3 dudes sitting with kids running around trying to, you know?
I couldn't tell on that last one. Give me another one. Yeah.
But the 30th beer, they're just making up numbers.
I have to look into that. That's interesting. I'm not sure, but I think it's chemically. They chemically measure the acid in it. Some sort of special pH, maybe some sort of litmus type. That'd be interesting to do a litmus test on it.
Yeah, sure. Because I'd read somewhere where the Scoville units was originally done by like how many drops of sugar water until you couldn't feel the tingling on your tongue anymore.
At 1 million, that gets a bit tedious.
Yeah, so now it's electronic, but I don't know if that's true, but that's what I had heard.
And how would they do that electronically? Maybe like the same scanners that TSA uses?
Yeah.
Like for sniffing bombs?
Yeah, they rub a little wand on your crotch.
You heard about that whole TSA incident, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, front.
front button.
Yep. I'm gonna hold it. Oh, there you go.
So this is a thermopop, and this beer is.
So you just stick it in to get the measurement in the morning wood.
It's at 51. This is probably right about perfect. This is probably right about perfect to drink this beer. Any warmer, it's gonna start sitting on your tongue a little. Wouldn't you say?
I think you're gonna get. It's
More
gonna get
flavor?
too sweet. It's gonna,
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna be too over the top.
You know, one thing surprised me about this, and I don't know if they're using a different recipe. If they're using a different recipe than they use for a lot of the other stouts, but it's not as creamy. You know, like the.
Do they do this on nitro?
They do it in the. Yeah, they do it in.
On
Well,
nitro?
no, in the CO2. I don't know.
So I think any of these coffee beers on nitro it's like a cappuccino almost. Like you got that frothiness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of lacing on this beer. Almost no head to speak of. Smells so
ironic
good.
with the name.
What? All these beers, like splitting a bomber 2 or 3 ways, is probably about perfect.
Especially when you're in the 10+
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gonna have a couple, taste a couple different ones.
And you know what I really like to do is if I'm drinking these alone.
I know where this is going.
Using the old bottle plug.
Yeah.
This one happens to be blue.
Yeah, the black one's just a little bit bigger. But this, you know,
Brew stoppers. You say.
seal up your bottle. It's this will last a good 2.5 days.
Okay.
In the fridge.
Yeah.
Okay, brew stoppers. If you want to sponsor us, call me.
And if you drink enough, if you get your wife to drink enough 13 ounces.
This beer burns and it comes out your nose.
Too bad we don't have our cameraman. He can't pan to the left. Hey, this may pay for your pool one day.
Haters.
Everyone's got haters gonna hate.
But you can stay in the deep, you can stay in the shallow end. This beer has an almost acidic finish. Like as the last swallow and it kind of evaporates off your tongue, it's almost it's a slightly
I don't
acidic
get that
finish.
at all.
It is. Yeah, I get the acidic finish.
Let me have enough more. Maybe I
Yeah.
need another drink.
But it doesn't leave. It's not a bad.
It's not bad though.
Well, it's that too, but it's not, there's almost no aftertaste. It's a quick finish, and that's it.
Almost like wasabi.
Yeah.
You know, has there ever been like a wasabi beer, like a wasabi lime beer or something like that?
I don't know.
We should brew one.
Have to brew one.
Yeah.
So I just recently did a 3-part series with Dew Claw Brewing. I did Sweet Baby Jesus, Sweet Baby Java, and the 865cc.
Are you a fan of Dubois?
No, not really.
That's my thoughts.
And I hate the logo. The logo,
it's terrible.
It's a terrible logo. But the Sweet Baby Java was doable. Sweet Baby Jesus, that being there. But the cool thing I found out was they had this contest from homebrewers, and they were going to produce and distribute a homebrewer's recipe. And that was the homebrewer's recipe. It became their #1 selling beer, and it won a
Sweet Baby Jesus? Was
yeah.
that- Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a lot of people like it. I can't warm up.
Yeah,
to it.
I couldn't warm up to it. It was good for like a half of one, and then it was Sweet Baby Java was totally doable. I actually haven't had the 865 yet.
If I'm drinking a
So you haven't finished your 3-part
I have
series?
not. I'm 2 fingers in. I mean, 2 beers in.
if I'm drinking a chocolate beer, the Death by Coconut still reigns king.
Death by Coconut's fantastic for a chocolate beer for sure. The coconut just.
And I'm not even sure what the Irish part of the porter is, but it's fantastic. They nailed it.
It's a great beer.
I think that just means you can get drunk on it all day, right?
Yeah, that's good. It means it's good for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Funky Buddha does a great job too.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say. I mean, for me, it's Cigar City, Funky Buddha, Oscar Blues.
yeah.
Probably those 3 are my top favorite. Well, I guess you can kind of call Oscar Blues a Florida brewery now that they bought so much of Cigar City, but and some of it's being brewed here in the Cigar City location. So, what do you guys think of all these big companies like Anheuser and stuff starting to look at, like Goose Island? They've done a really good job of keeping their name off of the Goose Island beer to kind of keep it as a.
Well, it still looks like to the untrained eye, it's still a craft microbrew.
Depending which way you look at it.
And it was initially how it started.
Right.
The good of it is
Distribution.
the distribution. The bad of it is distribution. You know, one of the things that makes a beer better is when you can't get it.
It's true.
You know,
Kind of like, well, you know, like anything in life.
Heady Topper. That was
I have
a
a great-
decent beer.
I have a great Heady Topper story regarding
Yeah.
distribution. So I had Heady Topper at this bar, this little wine bar. I went to this fancy wine bar to eat dinner, right? I was on a business trip, by myself at the bar. This guy next to me is drinking a beer out of a can at this fancy wine bar. I'm like, what's that guy drinking? He goes, oh, it's Heady Topper. I never heard of it before. The guy turns to me and goes, this is the best beer I've ever had. The guy goes, I have 2 left. He's got one of them coming. He goes, you want the other one? And I said, yeah, sure. If it's the best beer he's ever had, I'm like, it's got to be at least in my top 50, right? If it's the best beer he's ever had.
I mean, if Billy's saying it, maybe not, but
It was not a Coors Light. No. So I had it, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I said, where's this from? He goes, oh, it's from Virginia. He goes, well, we don't have distribution in Massachusetts. He goes, so we actually drive to the border. They leave it at the border, and we pick it up. They like hands off, like it's some
dead man's drop,
like secret handshake deal. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we get like a pallet of it at a time.
Huh.
So I was up there like 6 months later, and they had it again, and they had one left again. And that was
coincidental, huh?
That was the second time I had
Same
it.
bartender.
Yeah.
One left, huh?
Crazy. So I hadn't
it's
been.
like $34.
So then I hadn't been.
Oh, it's my last one.
It was reasonable. It was like $8.50. So I hadn't been back to this bar in like 3 years. And the guy, so I walked in the bar and the guy's like, oh, you haven't been in here in a while. Like 3 years later, same bartender. I remember his name too, but he's like, Dave, right? And I'm like, whoa, cause I have like a freak elephant memory, so I just remember stuff. But his name was Colin. And
so Colin, here's to you.
Yeah, here's to you, Colin. At Brasserie 88, I think it was.
Oh, after you just told the story of how they illegally get beer.
And his great memory, which you kid.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's Brother 88 or 78.
Don't worry, Colin. If we make enough money on this video, we'll bail you out.
He said just leave cash. I know you want to send blankets or water.
Just send your cash.
I had Hetty Toppers sent to me from Tessa's uncle.
Oh, really? In the can?
Yeah, and I sent him up White Oak.
Oh, White Oak's fantastic too.
You know what's funny is my
Can you get it down here right now?
No, it's not right now. My brother.
You can get it right over there. It's
You can
sitting
get
over there
There's
on the
one can
counter.
on the counter.
Let's knock over a couple loud kids and wives.
What is?
It's a can over there, whatever. White Oak. My brother-in-law who's basically in Philadelphia, said he was at his local package store and they had White Oak.
I got pretty much the same text about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago.
A little bit longer. I think it was the previous, but not the last rotation, but the one before that.
So that also annoys me too. It's like you're not going to take care of your home market, but you're gonna blow it out to other markets.
Yeah, but we've got it. I understand. So I think that's how you.
I mean,
distribution.
So they've really upped distribution on it.
Spread
It
the
used
wealth,
to be.
too.
who are they distributing? Who are they distributing now through? Do you know?
I'm not sure. It was Browns.
Because
I'm not sure.
Yingling is distributing through Stroh's, or the old Stroh's. They're through Miller now. So Yingling is brewed in Tampa, and the old Stroh's brewery. It's distributed through Miller.
Yingling's brewed in. I thought Yingling was in
Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
No. But the old Stroh's brewery in Tampa, Miller bought it, and now they're brewing Yingling in Florida in the old Stroh's brewery.
Well, that's like.
Since like 1792 or whatever it says on the bottom.
That's like Shipyard and their Blood Orange IPA that's been brewed here in Florida.
Yeah. I think that one actually says brewed in Florida.
It does, on the 6-pack.
Yeah,
Which surprised me.
I have some in my.
So you ever been? What's the other one? What's the one that was over there by Disney? The not
Ruha?
Shipyard. No. It's owned by Shipyard. It's got a dog as its logo. Sea Dog.
Yeah.
The Sea Dog, I think, is owned by Shipyard.
I didn't know they were owned. I know they're both.
Partnered
big-
with her.
big
They're both the
Northeast
same area, but I don't know. If they're both from Portland, Maine.
Yeah, so they have. We've all been to. What's the Jack's?
Federal Jack.
Federal Jack's.
Yeah.
Kenny Bunkport.
Yeah, which is the original location of Shipyard, and all the beer they serve there is brewed there, which is still pretty cool. And they had a Shipyard in Orlando for a couple years, and they had a couple beers that they brewed there that were served there, which was pretty cool.
It's got a good IPA. No, that's not. That's Founders. The all-day IPA.
Have you guys had any pumpkin beers this year?
The Shipyard's the only pumpkin beer that I really like.
You ever have a Southern Tier Pumpkin?
I have had Pumpkin, and I didn't like it. And I've had.
Have you had it?
Imperial Pumpkin.
Southern Tier Pumpkin is, if you're going to do a pumpkin beer, to me it's one of the best.
Southern Tier's a weird brewery for me. It's either a huge hit or a huge miss. I don't feel like there's any.
I guess Adrian liked his.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I like this beer better than last beer. I would go 4 1/4 on this.
Yeah. No, I'd go 4.5 on it.
Yeah, it's one
And the only reason I dropped the half point was because of the label.
Yeah, pink with the I'm not.
It's just
Yeah.
It's pink gold. They're pink eye watch fans.
I want a rose gold label to go with my my eye watch.
While you're in town, we got to hit up Holy Mackerel. Have you followed their brewery?
I'm trying to think if I think I've had 1 or 2 things from them. I'll have to untap it.
So I didn't realize this until I went to their I don't know what they call it, their bar. So they're brewed out of Carolina, I think Charleston, but I'm not 100% sure. So I always assumed it was a South Carolina, North Carolina beer. Well, what I found out was this was a Fort Lauderdale guy that started brewing the beer, had some really good hits, found a brewery to, I don't know what you call those.
Produce?
Yeah,
contract brew.
Yeah. So he found them there, so that's why it's...
So he subbed out production to up there,
It's surprising he didn't do something Brew Hub, which is semi-local.
Yeah. I think because he started before Brew Hub.
So if any of you guys don't know what Brew Hub is a commercial brewing kitchen. And it's a huge facility. You see it right off I-4, about halfway between Tampa and Orlando. And I think a number of fairly large breweries have. I think Oscar Blues has brewed there. I think Cigar City's brewed there.
Cigar City's big. They have a couple of their own labels too.
Yeah, they do. I haven't seen any distribution on those anywhere that I've been, but pretty cool. I like little quips on the bottle. So this says, "Open your mind, open the bottle." And on the inside of the cap, it says, "A little funk will do you."
And well, so anyway, now he opened up he calls it the Garage Project, but it's on Sample and Power Line.
A brew pub kind of deal?
It's a little...
They serve food?
No, but you can order, they normally have a food truck, or you can order, like I ordered Tucker Duke's last time I was there and had a burger.
So, I've been out in Austin a couple times, and there the brew pub is really popular. And I've been to a couple other brew pubs, like I've been to, which is a really cool little German city, like village almost. And, but in Austin, there's a bunch of these brew pubs that is like really good restaurants attached to a brewery. And that really hasn't caught on really in Florida. But probably the closest thing to that would maybe be Black Bear.
Big Bear.
Big Bear.
Yeah.
Here in Cold Springs.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's been weird laws, and I know they're kind of changing.
Like when you couldn't buy a 40 in Florida, but you could buy a quart or a 2-quart, or you could buy like a 64 growler, but you couldn't buy a 40. Or you could buy a 64 growler, a gallon growler, a 32, but you couldn't buy a 40.
That's
like
expensive.
what?
Yeah.
This goes along with some of the dumb rules that get inbred in.
At least we don't live in Pennsylvania anymore, so those rules.
Anyway, this was a good one. I think I might have to try to look for a couple bombers of this while I'm down here, because that's fantastic.
$24.99. It's expensive, but I believe it's worth it.
Wow, a bomber, $24.99?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's $24.98 more than we're gonna make on this video.
Never know.
Yeah.
All right, till next time. Cheers guys.
Cheers.